Now, we all already know that Giselle is going to turn on every single friend in the franchise except for Robin. And so now it's Candace's turn. Girl, we all said it last year that it was going to be your turn soon. The year before, we let Wendy know it was going to be her turn soon. And so here we are. Giselle is she's doing her job. And she's good at it. Hey loves, welcome back to Day Spills Tea. I, of course, am the lovely Day. And of course, today we are talking Real Housewives of Potomac. And so this season, Candace is getting that taste of Giselle that nobody wants, where she just comes for you. She doesn't mind ruining your actual real life for the sake of her paycheck because, you know, she got a lot of repairs and renovations to make on her frontwards, backwards house. I'm assuming that's the reason why. But that's neither here nor there. Before we jump all the way into the episode, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Show me some love. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Let me know what you agree with that I say. And as usual, let me know what you disagree with that I say. But keep it classy, keep it cute. And then if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that because I am trying to get this channel back up and running. I'm trying to grow. And your comments, your likes, your subscriptions helps me so much. So I do appreciate that. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start at the beginning of the episode. So we pick up where we left off last week, where Giselle is all up in Mia's business about her cancer scare. I think so many people disagree with me on this, but I still feel like Giselle is wrong for approaching her in this way. I don't know if Mia's telling the truth or not, but I know that your medical condition is personal and it can be very emotional. So I think it should be handled with care. Okay, whatever. That part is actually getting kind of boring to me. So Mia's friend Jackie is stepping in to kind of defend her and get these chicks to back up off her girl, as a good girlfriend should do. Wendy and Escala and Candice notice all the hubbub, and so they're like, well, let's go and check it out. And so as Wendy approaches, she's like, excuse me, I'm not being rude. I'm not trying to be rude, but who is this? See, clearly Jackie not from Detroit. Because that wasn't okay. Just because you say I'm not being rude doesn't mean you're not being rude. Because if you didn't mean to be rude, you would have said, excuse me, I'm Wendy. Who are you? Who do I have the pleasure of meeting? But no, you talking about I ain't being rude, but who is this? Asking people and pointing at this woman like she's not a whole entire human being. I do not like that behavior at all. And I don't think it made a difference to most people, but I do not like that behavior at all. I found it to be very rude and very disrespectful. So in this same conversation, Robin is doing all this screaming and yelling, and apparently Robin had just got to the party, but she's doing all this screaming and yelling. What we not gonna do? What we not gonna do? Okay, Robin, I see you trying not to be boring this season. We'll see. I mean, you don't even have to change because you've been boring the whole time and you still on the show. So you don't have to change. You don't have to get hype. You don't have to get loud. You know, I don't dislike Robin, but I don't like her. Like I don't know. I felt like she was just way over the top. And then at the same time, you're trying to throw the other ladies under the bus. You're trying to damage the friendship between Karen and Candace and Ashley and everybody else. If it's you and Giselle approaching her, that was you and Giselle approaching her, or really just Giselle, because you're the one who's jumping on Giselle's bandwagon to do this whole thing. How about Giselle could have talked to her about this in private? How about Giselle could have let her get her hellos out before she dumped down her throat about these Instagram posts or whatever? So Katie shows up. She's so beautiful. Katie shows up with this bald head and green eyes, as Candace put it. And of course, Ray has a little crush on her. And I thought it was funny that Giselle wanted to make sure that she get a little something stirred up by ushering Katie over to Ray. And Katie is, y'all know she kooky and she gonna do whatever the hell her spirit moves her to do. So she is gripping this man's butt. Like, I don't know. I just imagine it's just real squishy. I'm sorry. But she is squeezing, gripping, like she didn't just pat him on the butt. She is squeezing this man like this is mine. I don't know. That was so weird to me. But I couldn't be mad at it because it's Katie. And I just find her to be very entertaining. I would not mind if we see more of Katie throughout the season. I don't know if we will or will not. Of course, we see Charisse is there because Robin needs something to do. So she invites Charisse thinking that it's going to spark something up with Charisse and Karen at the party. And I feel like it wasn't just that she wanted there to be drama. I feel like she wanted there to be like a moment at the party between Karen and Charisse. And I love that Karen didn't make that happen. So the only moment was your tacky friend Gizelle attacking Mia. But there was no big drama blowout between Karen and Charisse, and I was proud of Karen for that. She generally tries to keep it cute. So here's where Robin scores some points with me. So we get the beautiful besties, because they are absolutely beautiful. Gizelle and Robin are having lunch, and Robin is telling Gizelle, like, I got a bone to pick with you, because Gizelle done sat up here and told Karen and Ashley that Juan's name is not on their house. And she said she thought maybe they already knew that. Why would you think they know that? Like, don't nobody know who owns what property in the family. Like, she knows that that's not common knowledge. And if she wanted to be driving a point home to Ashley, she could have easily said, when I left Jamal, Pastor Holy Whore, do you think I put his name on my house? But instead, she chose to throw some of Robin's business out there. And it's messed up, because Robin is supposed to be your girl. And now Robin has to circle back and explain to us, the audience, why Juan isn't on the house. Which includes telling everybody pretty much Juan got bad credit. Like, who wants to do that? Gizelle, so she is a mess. This lady is a mess. Anyways, so then they move on, and Robin is telling Gizelle about the conversation she had with Ashley regarding Chris. So I really liked Robin in these scenes, because Ashley is accusing Chris of sliding in her DM. She said that he messaged her at 2:42 a.m. in the morning and said, you should have come to the W. And they showed a screenshot of it. And while they didn't include it in the audio really from Ashley, we see in the screenshot that he's replying to her story where she was saying something about being out. And so Robin kind of informed her, like, he worked there, like he's the general manager there. So she's kind of implying, like, it sounds like he was just trying to, like, hype up his spot. And at that moment, I feel like Ashley should have been like, oh, okay. Like, you know, Candace, you've met Chris plenty of times. You have no reason to believe he is coming at you, honey. Why wouldn't you drop it there? So then she kind of transitions into a new argument. Well, the issue is that I know Candace wasn't there. Robin just told you he at work. Why? Candace don't need to be there. He's at work. So why are you trying to make something more of this? I really personally feel like she should have dropped that at that moment. And maybe if she was going to go to Candace with it later, it could have been like, girl, I was thinking had done lost his mind. And then Robin told me he worked there, because I was going to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, she could have gave it to Ashley, and at that same time, she could have gave it to Candace, and at that same time let Candace know that she wasn't accusing him of no nonsense. But I really appreciate that Robin was like, that's not, like, we know Chris, let's not put that out there. And so as she's telling Gizelle about the conversation, Gizelle is like, he did slide in her DMs. Gizelle is constantly looking for a way to tear somebody else down. She's constantly looking for a way to make someone else's life ruined. Like, honestly, that's really how it seems. And so it was all the green light she needed to say, oh, Candace, I'm gonna come after her. Like, it's really kind of disgusting, honestly, because, like, you didn't have any reason to start transitioning this into Chris was coming at you too. Anyways, I appreciated Robin in this moment, and Gizelle is just getting worse and worse. She seems a lot lighter this season. She seems a lot happier and, like, kinder, but she really not. So Gizelle starts detailing this situation after the reunion, which we know the reunion would have been recorded months before they started filming for this season. And they show a flashback clip where clearly Chris is pissed at Gizelle. And so she said he asked to speak to her in her room privately. And it sounds like he was going to speak about being upset about some things that transpired during the show. But she says, okay, tell me if this makes sense to y'all, that he was just complaining about Candace. And what did she say? I feel like he tried it to see if I was with it. And Robin is like, girl, like, it sounded like he was talking about his wife. It sounded like he was talking about Candace, like he wasn't trying to touch you. Gizelle never claimed he flirted with her or anything like that. You just stretching and reaching because you have no problem with trying to ruin someone else's marriage or their life. Then she says, it was like he was just complaining about his wife. He was trying to let me know that he's not happy. You can make him happy, Gizelle. girl, bye. Can just see that Robin is not on board with this plan. Like, she can see the plot swirling around in Giselle's brain, and you can just see that she is not with this plan of action. But the thing is that she's not going to speak up on it. Just like she helped Giselle craft a text to send to Mia to apologize because she knew Giselle was wrong. But in that moment, you're just still defending Giselle and going along with her bad behavior instead of pulling her to the side right then and there to kind of just stop it. So she's just going to stand by and watch. Whatever happens with Candace and Giselle, Robin's not going to interfere. And that's unfortunate because she should. And I'm not saying that you should, be combative with your girl in front of other people, but there's a way to squash it and not join in their bad behavior. So then we have Mia and her friend Jackie and her husband Gordon, and they go out to lunch. And I think I like Jackie so far. I think that Mia needed somebody to play off of and to be support for her. So I'm glad that she's there. But I like that Jackie called Karen out on the whole flip-flopping, just kind of CYA, trying to play both sides of the fence, because that's definitely what she was doing. Like, she had curiosities about Mia's condition too, but I can appreciate that she wasn't going to let the other ladies drag her. Like, she wasn't going to go along with it, but you didn't definitively say, y'all don't be calling my girl no lie. Like, you definitely was just kind of like, I want to be nice with these girls and I want to be nice with these girls. But Jackie see you. And now Mia does too. So then we move on to Ashley and Candace sitting down so Ashley can approach her with the BS. And y'all know I'm not a Candace fan, but I think I might be becoming one. Look, I did that. My belly was all showing. It's fat. Anyways, I feel like Candace has grown up a little bit, and I'm hoping that that's the case, because before, I have definitely referred to her as a petulant child in the past, but I'm liking her so far this season. She said that, she went to the Grammys, which is dope as hell. Like, how many of us get that opportunity, right? So she went to the Grammys and she said she met a bunch of people who want to work with her and who know her and all this. And I'm thinking like, well, who, honey? Run down the names. Run down the list of names, because the pictures they flashing wasn't like, I'm sorry, I can't help but throw shade at Candace. I'm growing, but I haven't grown quite that much. But yeah, I wanted her to name a list of names. Like, who are these people who you're about to be working with? But I understand that in show business, it could be bad etiquette to, start promising collaborations that have not yet been put under contract. But I thought it was funny that she just, okay, yeah, you went there and everybody was like, oh, Candace, I want to work with you. Somehow I doubt that. Okay, I'm gonna behave. Anyway, so they move on, and Ashley is going to now tell her this mess about Chris. Candace, I'm so proud of you and how you handled that, because I don't know how I would have responded. Again, I feel like once Robin told Ashley that Chris works there, and then once Candace told Ashley that he works there and he's like trying to promote his business and all of that, it should just be a moot subject, and it just really shouldn't. I don't like that plan with the marriages thing. For those who are not married, marriage is hard as hell. Even when you're in an amazing marriage. Like, I feel like my marriage is so fantastic, but it ain't easy. So when you have outside forces who have no problem with saying things and putting things out there in the atmosphere and casting doubt and things like that, like, it's just nasty, and just nobody should do that. I didn't like it. And Ashley, you should know better, because you did not enjoy seeing your husband's everything all up in the news all the time because of all of the shenanigans he was doing. So you should definitely vet out some information before you pass it along to another woman, or just be delicate in the way you give it. Candace says she's going to give Ashley one benefit of the doubt token, which I thought was really cute. And she was choosing to believe that Ashley wasn't being shady. And I'm going to say, I don't believe that Ashley wasn't being shady. Ashley said, I didn't know the context of the DM. But did you tell Candace that it was in response to your story? Because that would have given context to the DM. But it seems like you left that out. Maybe production edited it out. I don't know. But did you tell Candace that it looked like he was like responding to my story? Because I wouldn't want my husband to be DMing any chick about anything at 2 o'clock in the morning. However, responding to her story, and she's considered to be a mutual friend or a friend of my wife's or whatever, is very different than him just rolling over at 2 a.m. and deciding to text you. So she meant malice. I really believe she meant malice. And again, kudos to Candace for the way she handled it, because she chose to take the high road and they were able to kind of build a little bit of a relationship off the back of this, which I think is cool. Sidebar. What is happening with Candace's makeup? Do y'all like this makeup? In the confessional and in this scene, do y'all like it? Please let me know, because I'm not good at makeup. Y'all see what I do. Like, this is the best I can do. I'm not great at makeup. But this makeup is taking away from her beauty. It's definitely not adding to it or amplifying it. It's pretty bad. Anyways, okay, let's go. So Ashley is hosting a dance class with the ladies. And Giselle, of course, takes the opportunity to approach her again about this whole buying a house with Michael thing. The problem with it is that we've seen Giselle be a fool a lot. And so nobody respects you. Like, she's trying to be like the big sister type personality to Ashley. But I don't think anybody respects you as like the big sister type. I don't think anybody is looking to you for guidance or wisdom or anything. So it just comes off as you being annoying and messy because nobody sees you in that way. Anyways, so they move on and they start practicing the dances and everything. You got Mia there. She looks great. Wendy came in. Honey, Wendy is here. This season, Wendy is looking amazing. And she was doing her little winding and whatnot. She looked so good. I thought she really looked great dancing. Charisse was trying. Robin. Robin is always that goofy girl dancing. She just doesn't have like, she's so gorgeous, but she doesn't have like that sex appeal, like flirty body movement type thing that a lot of women have. Yeah, she was struggling, and Giselle is like, I got this. She don't. But she's like, and I look behind me and I see Robin, and yeah, Robin is just, she don't got it. But this was a fun scene and I enjoyed it. Karen wasn't there. They assume it's because Charisse was there because they are praying something will pop off. Like, they are really hoping that that will be a score for them, is to get those two fighting in front of each other. But no, I like that scene. That was fun to watch. Woo, child. So in the next scene, well, we're still actually in the dance scene. The other ladies have walked away, and Giselle takes this moment to tell Candace that Chris has made her uncomfortable. And I have said a lot of things about my feelings towards Candace, but in this moment, I empathize with her wholeheartedly, because Giselle tells her about how Chris approached her at the reunion and he came to her room and all this. And Candace is like, okay, did he say something? Did he like touch you? Like, you know, and Giselle's like, no. And Candace is like, right, because he wouldn't. So you could tell on her face that she's like, she's caught it. Like, oh, this what we doing. Oh, okay. This is the storyline for the season. Because Dr. Heavenly said before, from Married to Medicine, many years ago, she was like, if the producers haven't talked to you like before the scene, then the scene is going to be about you and your family. Like, you know, if nobody's approached you before filming, then that means you are the storyline. Like, they're about to plot on you. And I feel like that's what's happening to Candace and Chris now, is that it's their turn. And so Candace is like, Chris sees y'all as his friends too. You know, he sees y'all as like sisters. Like, he would do XYZ for y'all. He's cooked for y'all. He's done this and this and this. And I know for me personally, if you hurt my husband, because he don't hurt nobody, that hurts me. And it's going to incense me. It's going to piss me off. And although I'm not his mother, the mama bear tendencies come out if you hurt my husband. And I could see Candace, like the flames growing up inside her, because she's like, Chris love y'all and y'all are about to do this to him. So she's like, okay, so this is what y'all gonna do. Okay, so it's Chris. Like, and she's coming to the realization that, yeah, nobody is safe from these women. Like, they will attack and destroy whomever they need to in order to have a storyline and keep this show going. That is so disheartening. Oh my God, I feel so bad for her in this moment, because I know that feeling of wanting to protect your husband or your kids or whoever it is your loved ones, and you see other people out to do them wrong. Ooh, I know y'all been there before too. So she asked Gizelle point blank, like, are you trying to say that my husband made you feel uncomfortable? Like, she's trying to appeal to Gizelle, like, let's not do this, like corrected Gizelle, like giving her the opportunity to take it back. And Gizelle is like, yes, indeed. Oh, she doubled down on it. And so while she's talking, Candace just got up and walked away, and she goes to the producers and she's like, look, if this what y'all gonna do, y'all don't want me here. Y'all don't want me here. And so, and I understand it. Like, no job, no role is worth destroying something that you put so much work into, and the people who truly hold you down and who mean the most to you. So I empathize with Candace. I don't know where me and her are going to go for the rest of this season, but in this moment, in this episode, I gotta say I'm Team Candace, because this what Gizelle is doing and what Ashley has started with Candace is just ugly. I don't like it. I don't know. Want to know y'all opinions and thoughts on it though. Tell me what you think about Gizelle. Do you think it's as serious as I'm making it? And like, are any of y'all finding Candace to be more endearing this episode? Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Bye.